Hello, friends. I hope you're well, and I'd like to come here and give you a little update on what's been going on with me. Um, so I guess I'll just start from the beginning then. As a lot of you know, I used to live in Seattle, and in 2020, March 2020, I caught COVID, and it almost did me in, so there was that. And I couldn't work for many, many, many months. And because I'm a medical provider and because I'm an independent contractor, um, my state of Washington wasn't allowing us to get financial aid. Um, it was postponed for people like me. So, being sick, I had to basically pay out of pocket my rent, which was around $2,000 in Seattle. Um, what else? And that was just my savings. So, because I couldn't work, I get paid per session in my type of work, and I couldn't work. So that was that. And a lot of you probably remember my friend Tippett, who passed away December of 2019, right before the pandemic. So, anyways, I ended up having to leave Seattle. I moved briefly to Des Moines, Iowa, and stayed with a friend to recuperate, and was there for about 8-9 months, and then moved to the further down to the East Coast. And so, yeah, I've been here, but the experience here has been really challenging initially to just kind of come to grips with. I ended up moving in with somebody because, didn't have enough money to get a place by myself. So I had to move in with somebody. Moving from Seattle to Iowa to the East Coast, like that actually took a lot of money. Also fronting the bills for $2,000 a month in Seattle. So a lot of my savings got drained during that time. And I ended up rooming with someone that I didn't know. And they pretty much turned out to be somebody with a lot of mental illness, which a lot of people have mental illness, and that's not necessarily a fault of their own. But this person was like covert narcissistic, borderline personality disorder, malignant narcissist, like trying to hurt me, trying to do shitty, underhanded things all the time, every day, like mistreat me, you know. So I ended up staying there out of necessity, but moved myself from the room upstairs into the garage because that was the only peaceful place I could find. And even then, that person was just very deranged. So I dealt with that for a while until I was able to move again. And I have this lovely place now, and I feel very comfortable here and I feel secure. But in that time frame of living in that place, I lost six people. Six people there. I lost my friend Charlie. That was in Iowa, actually. Charlie died when I was in Iowa. And then here, my friend Ben, he, I heard that he committed suicide it was a double suicide, I guess. They went up on Mount Rainier in Washington and shot themselves in the head. It was a double suicide pact, and that was really hard to learn about. And then the very next day, I found out that my friend Nathaniel, he died because he had had a stroke and went into a coma, and it just kind of got worse and worse. And then the very next day after that, I found out that Sasha, who I grew up with, she was like my little sister. I found out she died from drug overdose. And that was a lot to process in a 3-day span. And a 3-day span. And span, I don't know, time frame. And then about 3 weeks later, I got a call that my friend and adopted grandmother, Loettle Wallace, died. And that was hard. So I kind of sat with that in this whole like whirlwind of emotional chaos and dealing with somebody with mental illness and like just being out of place in a new city and trying to navigate that while living in a cold, freezing garage. It was wild. It was interesting. And I tried to keep it together. I ended up having to go on Zoloft during that time. And when I did, it kind of like wiped out my intuition. And that was really sad and frustrating for me. Because I just felt defeated, like in all aspects of my life. And I'm like, oh, great, now my intuition's gone. Wonderful. But the Zoloft helped in a lot of ways. And as it progressed and settled and I adjusted to it, my intuition started to come back, luckily, thank God. But yeah, I moved finally. And 2 weeks being in this new place, Marcel died, my cat, and I don't know if somebody shot him with a pellet gun, but he was laid at the bottom of my stairs. And I've been a veterinary technician for many years, 15 years, and I used to be a euthanasia technician. I've done necropsies and autopsies and stuff like that with animals and assessing bodies to like look at how they died. And he had very specific impact wounds on his body around his heart and his lung. No punctures. It was just like a very blunt force impact. And he was laid at the bottom of my stairs. And that was just really, really hard for me. And then 3 weeks after Marcel passed, my friend Sybil, I got word that she was murdered by her partner, and that these are two people that I knew for a very long time, and they were so sweet. You would never think that. I honestly think it was a drunken accident. I don't think he did it intentionally, but she's gone. Yeah, so that's what I've been dealing with, and I haven't been in the capacity to give anything of myself to anyone other than trying to do my daily, basic, mundane, like, to survive. Like, that's it. And so I haven't been in this place to do anything for anyone, and that's been really hard for me because I do want to extend myself, I do want to help, but in these types of situations I have to take care of myself before I give of myself to anyone else. And so it's been really hard. I miss my baby so much. And, yeah, he's just a cat, but he's not just a cat. That's my child. And there was absolutely nothing wrong with him. He was in perfect health. And I found out the neighbor across the yard in the next house over, he's just this weird man who, like, if he doesn't like something, he just removes it. He just gets rid of it, even if it's not his property, even if it's not his thing. I've witnessed him, my landlord plants beautiful plants in the backyard. And I witnessed him, like, taking them out, putting them in a pot, and taking them upstairs to his house. And then the next morning, telling her, what happened to your flowers? What happened to the plants? Oh, no. It's like total gaslighting tactics. And he's done it 3 times now. I'm like, you're wackadoodle. I'm not into that. And so honestly, I don't know if he killed Marcel, but I wouldn't put it past him. And yeah, so that's what I've been dealing with. And actually, I'm just getting over like a really bad cold, which like laid me up for another week and a half. So it's just been a lot, you guys. And I'm really, I apologize for being so removed. I like also like went into like back to drug addiction as well. A lot of you know that I experienced 20 years of alcohol and drug addiction really badly. I didn't drink any alcohol, but I started smoking pot on like just with the sole intention to completely numb myself. And it worked. I numbed myself, but I wasn't living. I was existing in a very deep fog and a cloud of sadness and darkness. And I was able to remove that and slowly start to feel more like myself, more human, more connected. But this has been an extremely, extremely intense 2 years for me. I've been uprooted twice now across the country. My baby died. 7 people I love died. Like, and death is what we're born to do. But I think with all of the situations, all of the turmoil, all of the dealing with somebody else's mental health while they're destructive and trying to hurt you daily, like, I couldn't do anything. I burnt out on all fronts. So I apologize for completely removing myself, but that's what I had to do. I couldn't give to anybody. I feel better equipped to do that now, but at that point, I couldn't. So that's what's happened. That's what's been going on in my life. And I just wanted to share that with you because I do value you. I very much am so grateful for all of the kindness, the letters, the messages, donations when I wasn't producing anything. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. And I'm really sorry. I just kind of like ghosted. I couldn't do anything else. And I knew that if I engaged with the channel, like people would want readings and people would want things. And I was like, I can't. So I did. But anyways, I feel so much better. I feel like I'm in myself again. I have peace in my home. It's full of plants and color, and light and patterns and rainbows. And it's lovely, and it's very lovely. But that's what's been going on. And yeah, so anyways, I know this is like, I don't know, almost 15 minutes, 13 minutes. Just wanted to give you guys an update, letting you know where I've been, what I've been up to, and that I'm better, that I'm getting better. And this has just been really hard. This has been really hard. We all have really difficult challenges in our lives. And for me, I don't know if it's my Scorpio placements, my Pluto placements, but they're heavy. They're heavy. Like normal stuff doesn't happen. It's like cataclysmic crazy shit all the time. So I've grown accustomed to that, but there's only so much you can take, and I just had to turn off. So anyways, I just want to let you guys know that I love you. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for your patience and your time and your consideration and understanding. And I hope to be seeing you again soon. All right. I love you. Thank you so much.